settle in here. Let me kind of get things centered. Good evening, everyone. It's Angelo Christian. We're doing the Talk with Angelo live. I think everybody can see me. If you guys can hear me and see me okay, give me a big thumbs up in the YouTube right there. We're doing our Talk with Angelo live. We do this every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. So I hope you guys are doing good. It's Angelo Christian. It's 7 p.m. Central. Hey guys, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for checking us out tonight. I hope everyone's doing great. It's happy to be alive in America, breathing. Hopefully everyone's doing successful in life. We're doing our Talk with Angelo live session. We do this every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. So welcome everybody. This is an open forum. Hey Dennis, good evening. How are you? Good to see you. I hope everything is doing good. Good to see you. So I hope everyone's doing well. We're emerging more and more out of COVID, and things are looking better and better as far as the economy for the United States. Good evening, Kevin. How are you? Hope everyone's doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in to Talk with Angelo Live, our show that we do every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. We work really, really hard. I've put in a full day's work, and now coming to talk with you guys to talk about tonight about loan programs, mortgages, investments, credit, real estate, the market update in general. In June so far, we've seen interest rates drop significantly. Surprisingly, interest rates have come down. We're going to talk about a few key economic updates tonight. Hey Shirley, good evening. Hope you're doing well, hon. Thank you so much for checking us out. We work really hard to educate, empower, and change the world. Before I came on the show tonight, I had a call with my CPA. He said, Angelo, he had referred me over a customer that we're helping with a loan. And he said, Angelo, the way that you spoke to that client, you really gave them hope and inspiration and the belief that they can get a loan, and no other mortgage company really does that. And it really resonated well with me because that's who we are. That's what our company's about. We show people hope, an opportunity, an idea, a solution on how to get funded for a loan, and it's very powerful to me because a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of companies, they're negative, or if you don't meet the certain criteria, they don't want to try and help you. And we're not a perfect lender either. We're not fit for everybody, but we certainly try if we can to help somebody to go the extra mile to push to get it done. So anyway, I'm really glad that you guys are checking us out and tuning in tonight. It means a lot to me. A lot of stuff I want to talk about tonight. Big stuff that's happening right now in the market. There's over a few topics. There's going to be a huge surge of foreclosed properties on the market this summer. They're estimating over 8 million properties are going to hit the market, foreclosures all across the country. So that's massive. That's a huge thing. The other thing that I want to talk about is that we're seeing something very interesting. I did a podcast on this earlier in the week, and we're seeing something that's interesting, that you're seeing the suburbs are growing, and you're seeing that cities are compressing. And I know this because I live in the city, and I've noticed that more and more that the suburbs are expanding and the cities are compressing. So this is an interesting topic. The third thing that I want to talk about is, when you're a first-time buyer, what are the best type of loans to get for a first-time buyer? Okay, and that's a very important thing I want to talk about, because there's certain type of loans that you want to get. When you're a first-time buyer, that you can take advantage of certain incentives and certain programs to be able to help you as a first-time buyer. So that's a huge thing that I want to go over. And then every Thursday we do the free Amazon giveaway for a $100 gift card. So we're still doing that. We'll offer that tonight to our lucky winner. One thing that's also I want to talk about is that we started to do our raffle for our monthly in-home giveaway. Before COVID, every single month we would do a in-home delivery for a prize to a lucky winner, and we're starting that again. So that's going to be really, really fun to actually go out into the community and deliver. We usually do like a big screen TV, like a nice size TV, or sometimes a refrigerator, depending on what the raffle is. But we'll put your name in a raffle, or we'll spin the wheel, and see what you win. And whoever wins, I'll personally come to your home and deliver you either a big screen TV or a refrigerator or whatever it is, and you get that just for being a client. So that's a really, really cool thing. We're getting ready to start that again. I'm really excited about that because I always love doing those raffles. Hey, Arnaldo, good evening. How are you? Hey, Ray. Hi, good evening. How are you, Ray? I'm going to answer that question for you in a minute. That's a great question. What's the difference between USDA and FHA? And actually, I probably need to do another video on that. I have a lot of videos on my YouTube discussing the difference between FHA and USDA. That's a great topic. I'm glad that you brought that up. So so those are some of the things I want to talk about tonight because I think that they're important about what's going on in the world that we're in right now with respect to lending. So I really appreciate all you guys watching the show tonight. Remember, like Ray just did, you can ask me any questions that you want. So if you have any questions about loans, credit, real estate investments, loan products, how does it work to be a loan officer? How much do loan officers make? I know that's a big question. A lot of people ask is how much income do loan officers make? Loan processors, we're hiring great people. We're always looking to hire great people. So if you are interested or curious about the mortgage industry, we're always looking to hire very talented people. So don't be shy. If you want to work with me or work, part of my company, obviously we're headquartered out of Texas and Florida, but we lend nationwide, and we're always looking for great people to hire. If you know any experienced or really talented people, right now we're actually looking for loan processors. So if you know anyone that wants to be a loan processor or has experience in being a loan processor, we'd certainly love to hear from them. So that's the agenda for tonight, guys. And so anyway, Ray, to answer your question, the first thing that you brought up, what's the difference between an FHA loan and a USDA loan? So FHA stands for Federal Housing Administration, and USDA is United States Department of Agriculture. They're both government loans. The USDA loan is for rural areas, whereas the FHA is for metro areas. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk about the USDA first, so you can see how that works. So USDA loans, you can use it for purchase or refinance. But for refinance, hey Bobby, good evening, how are you? Good to see you, man. But for the refinance, you have to have an existing USDA loan in order to refinance into a USDA. The idea behind the USDA is to spur the economic growth and development of rural areas. So if you're in a small city or small township, usually with people below 20,000 people, you can get 100% financing loan. That means it's no money down, 100% financing, and you could get a low 30-year fixed mortgage rate, okay? There are requirements for this loan program. You have to have at least a 620 or higher credit score. Your income has to be generally below the county census or county limit. Your debt ratio is capped usually at 41%, so they're very strict on the debt ratio because the loan's 100% financing. It's a great loan program. It's just it has a lot more restrictions than FHA. FHA, like I was saying earlier, it can be used anywhere. It can be used in the city, it can be used in the country. FHA is very liberal, right? FHA is very robust, very forgiving on the credit. There is no credit score requirement. Right now, Bobby, we're talking about the difference between FHA and USDA loans. So FHA is, a very lenient program on the credit. They can go up to a 56% debt ratio. There is no income limits. So it's in my opinion, a overall better loan program. But if you can qualify for USDA, then certainly you'd want to do it. But if you don't qualify for USDA, then it's hard to do that. Can you do a HELOC? TDJ, can you do a HELOC with no income verification? Okay, TDJ, you can definitely get a loan with a 740 credit score, but not a HELOC. HELOCs have to be fully documented with tax returns or W-2s. I wish there was such a thing as a HELOC no-doc loan. You're welcome, Ray. Appreciate that great question. Great. And you guys, here's the thing. You can ask me any questions that you want on the show. So I have no censorship. Feel free, as long as you're being professional and polite. No problem asking any questions that you want to ask. I want to make sure, you're welcome, TDJ. Can everyone hear me okay? I want to make sure you guys can see me okay, you can hear me okay, because we're doing a live right now, and I want to make sure that just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me and see me. I think that you should be able to. So I'm seeing that we have good audio. So anyway, hey, you want to buy a house in Dallas? Hey, we'd love to help you. Call or text. You can call or text our office. We're open 7 days a week at 832-431-6331. Yes, okay, you can hear me okay, good. So yeah, you can call or text our office at 832-431. Oh, Frisco, I love Frisco. I have an office in Frisco. So we're right off Main Street. So yeah, definitely hook me up and call me, and I'd love to get with you. Okay, good. You can hear me here? Good, good. So that's good. So anyway, the other thing that I want to talk about is, like I was saying earlier, I think it's an important thing. So one of the things that we're seeing right now, and we're getting. Yes, it's illegal to lie on your application, Bobby. Yes, you can't do that. So, can you talk to first-time homebuyer programs? Yes, we will bring up first-time homebuyer programs. So, the other thing that I wanted to bring up with you is again, what we're seeing right now as we're getting out of COVID. And we're getting ready to go into, the economy is expanding. The economy is super hot. And, from COVID, a lot of people, they got affected by COVID. I was affected by COVID. Millions of people were. So a lot of people, they put their homes in a COVID forbearance plan. And some people stopped making their mortgage payments. And you may be watching this, and you may have been one of those people that was, put your mortgage in forbearance and you stopped making the payment. So one of the things that's happened is, those foreclosure moratoriums have been lifted. So what does that mean? That means that now that if you're in a forbearance and you're not making your payment, then your house could get foreclosed on. So one of the things that I was talking about earlier in our podcast this week is that there's projected to be nearly 8 million foreclosures, in the United States. And so I'm not happy about talking about that number. I don't think it's a good thing, but it's a reality. And so why am I bringing this up is because, it is something that's going to happen. And what we've seen is that there's been a lot of increased demand for real estate and not enough inventory. So home builders, realtors have raised the prices of homes. That 8 million, yeah, 8 million. Yeah, look it up online, Ray. I didn't come up, that's from Genworth Financial Publication. I didn't come up with that number. And so basically, yes, inventory, that's what I'm thinking, and I don't know, I'm not, the master economist or anything like that, but what I do know is that I know from a lot of banks that we work with, they have a lot of loans on their books that, hey, good evening, Anne-Marie, good to see you, hope you're doing well. So potentially you could see more properties hit the market that are foreclosure. So, because this is what I hear a lot of. I talk to, hundreds of people every day, and a lot of people, they get discouraged from buying a home because, look, I can't find a house, I'm just going to rent, I gave up. You got me approved, Angelo, but I couldn't find a home, the prices are too high, it's a seller's market, I couldn't find a home, so I just gave up. So what I'm saying is that if all these homes hit the market, and they're not going to hit the market all at one time, that doesn't work like that, everyone knows that, but it's going to allow you guys to have more opportunities to be able to purchase more homes. A lot of you guys watching this show are investors, and you want to buy investment properties. And so you're going to see potentially a flood of more properties for sale if you're an investor. And generally, foreclosures, they're sold at a discount. If the home is worth $300,000, they may sell it to you for $220,000. You may have $80,000 of equity in the property. So it could make a lot of sense to purchase that home and go out into the market and be a buyer again, because more properties have opened up and more property. You may want to look. I mean, now if you found the ideal home that you love, then yeah. But you may want to expand your search to tell your realtor, hey, that. Possibly, Bobby, I got to see what you're saying about your income. Don't get discouraged. No, get encouraged. I like that. Good attitude, Bobby. I like that. Don't get discouraged. Get encouraged. That's right. That's a good attitude. I like that. So, that's a good question, Bob. We have self-employed loan programs. It sounds like you're self-employed, and we want to look at doing a self-employed loan for you. We have loans without tax returns, guys. So we have loan programs that could potentially help you that, you run your business through your business bank account. There's also loans that can be made just to your business, a business purpose loan. So you have a lot of options. It just depends on, I got to know. See, the thing about loans is you have to really, really understand the situation to figure out how to structure it and put it together. So it's very possible that we can definitely come up with a solution to be able to help you to get approved for the loan. You don't need tax returns to buy a house, okay? You can get a loan with bank statements, okay? So there's a lot, like you say, get encouraged, or look for solutions. There's legal, legitimate home loan programs with just, bank statements. Even 1099s. We have a 1099 loan. I don't know if you get a 1099. There are some down payment assistance, Wayne, with a conventional, but the cheapest is still 3% down. Okay, the cheapest is 3% down with conventional, even with down payment assistance, because normally conventional is 10% down. Yeah, there are first-time buyer assistance, and you can get closing cost assistance. I mean, you have to. The thing is that when you're looking at down payment and how much money to put down, you just got to look and see what your situation, what your goals are, what your cash flow is, what you're comfortable to put down. Some people that like to put a huge down payment. Some people just want to put a little bit of money down because they want to hold on to their cash. That's my mindset. I don't like to put a lot of money down on real estate, unless it drastically improves the terms, because I like to have sit on a lot of cash personally. But everybody's different. I have clients that they think that they can't find it. The 20% is usually the magic number for lenders for a down payment. That's right. 20% is usually the magic number. So everybody's different. It's okay. I mean, there's loan programs for everybody. There's zero down USDA, zero down VA. What would one do? Home left behind, no assumption. Slash, what would you have to do to buy a home in New York? It depends. I mean, what's the price of the home, Slash? And then I can tell you, I got to know more about what the price of the home is, how much your income is, and then I can tell you. And then on an assumable loan, Melanie, what's going on with the assumable loan? Like, what are you trying to do? I need to know what specifically it is that you're trying. Oh, you're a self-employed program. Okay. Yeah, we can get you a loan and we do a lot of loans for gamblers. Yeah. You're a poker player. Yeah, I have a lot of friends in Vegas that are poker players. They do pretty good, actually. Some of them play baccarat. Some of them play poker. What is this? My wife has been on unemployment for a year. She'll be on another 2 months. For your wife, she has to be back to work to use any income. You can't use unemployment on its own to buy a house, unfortunately. Those are the rules. Yes, we can make a loan to you if you're a poker player. I got a lot of friends that do poker and they do really well. I admire poker from afar. I'm not good at it. I do like 21. I do like roulette. I know those are sucker games, but I do like those. I haven't got into poker. My friends always want me to get into it and stuff. I haven't been. I got a friend of mine that I work with at the office. He does sports books. And yeah, the income, it's hard to document it. So you can use bank statements or 1099 or however you get paid off of that to qualify for the loan. So there's some other options, some other solutions that you can use. So I hope that helps. Bobby, I'd like to talk to you if you're serious about buying a house. Call or text me at 832-431-6331. Yes, EE. I don't know if that's your name, EE. You can add your wife, but she has to be back to work. Okay? So your wife has to be back to work at the job. How do I keep my dad's house? Bought the house 4 years ago. Well, okay. So how do you keep your dad's house? That's a good question. Melanie, the question I have for you is, are you on the title? Was there a will? You see, if you're on the title, then you can refinance the property into your name. Is there a will? A will that says the property goes to you. Did you file an heirship of affidavit? There's a lot of stuff we have to look into to figure out how that's going to work for you. Okay? Because you don't have to have an assumption to take ownership of the property if you have a will or a testament or a trust, or if you're on title. So it depends. Okay, so it just depends on what's going on, and then I can advise. There's a lot of details with loans. I was talking to a guy today. Will, yes, no on title. You'd have to get an heirship of affidavit. We can help you with our attorneys to help you with that. Conventional loan, Wayne, takes about 30 days or so to close. Hey, Rose. Magic credit score for 3% down, 700. Okay, you can teach me how to play poker if I close your loan. I like that deal, Bobby. That's a good deal. Melanie, we can probably help you with your situation. I just need to know more about what's going on. Call me at 832-431-6331, because if you have an heirship of affidavit, you could probably get it. Is there any programs for fixer-uppers? Yes, we have rehab loans for investors. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. We have rehab loan programs. So basically the way a rehab loan works is you take the money. Hey, Terry, what's going on, bud? You did bid 10K over. I'm actually glad you brought that up, Terry. Yeah, it may not be her real name, Bobby. EE. It's probably not, but so let me answer Ray's question first. So we have fixer-upper loan programs where you get the money to be able to purchase the property. So basically, let's say you find a $100,000 home. It's worth $250 after it's all fixed up. So us as the lender, we give you the money to purchase the property. So it's $100,000. And then let's say the property needs $40,000 of rehab. So we give you the $40,000 plus the $100,000. Okay, I'm going to answer your question on an offer letter, EE. I'm going to answer your question on that. So I got a few questions to answer. Just let me go through these real quick. So anyway, on the rehab loan, the total cost for the house and the rehab is $140. You got to put 20% down. So you put 20% down. Oh, hey Terry, sorry about that. My apologies. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so you put 20% down, and then we give you the money for the rest. You purchase the property. It's a 1-year loan, interest only, and then we disperse the money to you for the rehab through your contractor, and then you make payments to us interest only. Now these loans have higher interest rates. The rates start like at 9%, 10%, because it's asset based. It's not credit based. It's not based on your credit. It's a fast closing, fix the property, get in, get out. Sell it, liquidate, make your money. Now, if you want to turn that property into a rental property, you can refinance it into a long-term permanent loan and then pay off the bridge loan. It's called a bridge loan. That's what a fix and flip is. But there's no penalty to sell the house, obviously, because you want to make a profit. Yes, call me, talk to me direct. It's better to talk. I agree. A lot of us, we moved to this emailing and texting stuff. You can't get everything solved like that, guys. You have to talk to people still. I do like texting. I do like emailing, and I think it's good. I'm not against it, but it's sometimes like your case, Melody. I have to talk to you. It's going to be. There's so many questions that have to be answered to figure out your situation, and some people's situations are very complicated. Fix and hold. Okay, you got a nonprofit. So what you want to do in that situation, Ray, is buy the property, fix it up, and then roll it over to a long-term permanent loan. It's called fixed to rent. Fixed to rent. So you buy the property, you get the money to fix it up, everything. Then when the rehab is done, you roll over to a permanent loan, and then it's a long-term rental with a low interest rate, low rate, so you can rent out the property 30-year fixed to rent program. And we do that for a ton of investors. That's a hot product in the market right now, a hot product in the market. So really, really good program called fixed to rent. I'm a big advocate of it. So, all right, now the other question was, let me go back to the other questions. Transferring, okay, you're transferring and moving. If you're transferring and moving, that's a good question. So if you're transferring and moving, how does it work to get a loan? So if you're coming with the same employer, then obviously nothing has to happen because you're with the same employer, as long as your position is staying the same. Now, if you're getting a new job from a new employer, all right, we have to have an offer letter, and that offer letter has to show obviously the contents of your pay. If you're on a salary, we could close. Even if you're on a salary, a month before you start the job on a salary, if you have an offer letter that you've executed. Now, if you're on hourly pay, you're going to have to be on that job for at least a month before you can close. Ideally, you want to collect your first pay stub, even if you're on salary, before you close, not to really have any issues with the underwriter. So I would say on the salary part, 1 week on the job, hourly 30 days on the job. If you're changing from being a W-2 employee to self-employed, you're going to have to be on that job for 2 years. Okay? You're going to have to be on that job for 2 years if you're changing from W-2 to self-employed. All right? So a lot of people, now if you work remote and you work remote and you're going to continue to work remote, okay, good. You don't have any, that's good, Bobby. Good. So if you work remote, we just need to get a letter from your HR stating that it's okay and they've approved for you to work remote. So if they say that it's okay for you to work remote, you can work remote, move to a different state, it's okay. But you have to get a letter from your HR stating that that's acceptable, and then you're good to go. So, but that's how it works if you're transferring jobs or a new job or whatever is happening, you're moving from one state to another. That's a great question. And I want to make a video on that too on my podcast, because I think that's an important thing to bring up. So anyway, these are really, really good questions. You guys are asking me some great things, and I really, really like that a lot, because I can tell that you guys are learning, you're listening, you're getting smarter and smarter by watching the show. Remember, every week we produce great content for you guys with our company. We have Angelo Christian on YouTube. That's on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. That comes out at 6 a.m. We're official Angelo Christian on Instagram. We have about 42,000 subs. About 64,000 on YouTube, on Facebook about 150,000 subs, and a lot of people, they reach out to us, to get their funding. It's where America goes for funding, to get their commercial, their residential financing. We're a nationwide lender. The only state that we don't lend in is Maryland, but you can always call or text us at 832-431-6331. You can text that number if you have questions. And usually in the YouTube descriptions, you can click on the link to get signed up to get pre-approved right there too. If you want to get pre-approved, you can actually just click on the link to get signed up to get approved with us. And we'll contact you as soon as possible. We got some great programs. Really, really awesome jumbo loan. We can do a jumbo loan up to $2.2 million with only 10% down. That's a hot product. Up to $850,000 with only 5% down. Really, really strong program. VA loans with no loan limit. VA, you can go up to, $1 million, $2 million with 100% financing, no money down. Strong, really good program. Highly recommend looking at a VA jumbo loan. We have self-employed no-doc loans with no tax returns, like we were just talking about with Bobby. A lot of investor loans, like Ray was asking about. We have a lot of great loan programs to help you guys. So I really appreciate y'all watching the show on the channel, because we work very, very hard to educate you guys and empower you to make your life better, teach you about loan programs, teach you about finance. But that's why we produce all these videos. We have over 750 videos on our YouTube channel. And it's all about, information about loans, underwriting, interest rates, mortgages, real estate, investments, credit, finance, and it's all everything that we've done. Rolling closing costs. Bobby, what's the best way to get a house cheap as possible? Maybe buy from someone young? Foreclosures is the best way, Bobby, like we were just talking about. Looking at a foreclosure opportunity, like for example, if you find a property that is in foreclosure, it could be at a pretty good discount to the value. Like for example, I don't know where you live, but let's just say it was Las Vegas, and the property is worth $400,000. You might be able to get it for $320,000, right, on a foreclosure because the bank just wants to get rid of it, right? So I would look at foreclosures if it was me, or some type of situation like that. Could you do a first-time buyer assistance? Yeah, you can do first-time buyer in Dallas. Absolutely, you definitely can. So, Jonathan, your question was, can you roll closing costs into the loan? We get this question all the time, so I want to keep I'm going to keep talking about it because I noticed that, and I'm this way too. Like I've been doing this so long, I take it for granted sometimes. Like the things that I do, and I know that I talk about closing costs a lot. It's still like I see people every day. Hey, Angelo, I can just magically roll the closing costs into the loan, and unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. Okay. So in order for you to roll closing costs into the loan, there's some stuff that has to happen. All right, and I'm going to keep saying this over and over and over until everyone gets it, because I noticed that people still ask me all this every day. So this is the thing. Let's say that you're buying a house for $500,000 and the closing costs are $15,000. Okay. So you say, well, hey, I don't want to pay the closing costs out of pocket. I get it. I understand. Now we have to figure out what do you want to do with them? Yes, Bobby. Yes, I am Italian. So, Italian stallion. So the thing is that on the closing cost, the question is, what are you going to do? How are you going to handle it? Rolling into the loan. Great idea, and we do it a lot, but this is what you have to do. In this example, when the house is $500,000, you have to go back to the seller or your realtor, whoever you're doing the deal with, and say, hey, listen, I'm going to put my closing costs into my loan. This has nothing to do with you, doesn't affect you. So what we need to do is make an amendment to the contract or do a new contract, and I need that contract price to be $515,000. Okay? So it's not $500 anymore. You got to take the price to $515. And when you take the price to $515, then you're going to put under the closing cost section $15,000 set aside for buyer's closing cost. Okay? So $515, the price went from $500 to $515, and then you write in the closing cost section of the contract $15,000 for closing cost. Now, if you do that, then that's how you roll closing costs into the loan. Okay? The seller's not paying for it because you took the price from $500 to $515, and you wrote in the contract $15,000 for closing costs. So that's how you legally and ethically do it. There is no other way. Just roll it into the loan. They're not going to let you do that. Now, the thing is that, Jonathan, to answer your question, in order to make that happen and do all this, the house has to appraise for the $515. Okay? So the house actually has to appraise out for whatever you're trying to roll. No, before the appraisal. Before. Because, so the contract has to be signed before you can order the appraisal. The law says that contract signed, then loan disclosures, and then appraisal. You have to follow the law in these three steps. Contract signed, loan disclosures, appraisal. Okay? So the thing is that the house has to appraise for the $515. If it doesn't appraise for the $515, then you can dispute the value with the appraisal and get comps to support the value. You can ask the seller to drop the price, or you're going to have to pay the difference. It may appraise at $507. You might get $7,000 in closing cost assistance. You might get something. I think it's worth it to try it. That's always my suggestion, because in my experience, 70% of the time it does appraise out. Especially how much first-time buyer assistance? Right now, probably up to 3% for first-time buyer assistance is what you could get. Up to 3% is what you could get for first-time buyer assistance. So, yeah, but Jonathan, I hope that helps answer your question. Yeah, and I'm going to keep talking about it until everyone gets it, because believe it or not, we get that question, every day, every single day. And I have no problem talking about it. It's just that, just want to make sure everyone's understanding how it works, that's how you have to roll closing costs into the loan. And, like I said, I think it's worth it, because 70% of the time it'll work. But sometimes it doesn't work. And you got to be mentally and financially prepared when it doesn't work, okay? Because, not everything is 100% magic. You have to, I can give you my tips of the trade and my strategies for being in the industry for 20 years and show you certain things. But, ultimately, there's certain other variables. The thing about real estate deals is that there's so many variables at play, and so there's a lot of variables at play to make things work. But anyway, yeah, I appreciate you guys all for being on the channel tonight, watching the show. And so we talked about a lot of key things tonight, a lot of important topics. I hope that this was educational for you guys. It was powerful. Remember, we work very, very hard. Oh, Robert De Niro. Oh, no, I'm not from Robert. Thank you. I appreciate the comment. 100K income. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate the comment. I wish I was Robert De Niro. I wish I was. So, thank you for the comment, man. I actually like that. A lot of people tell me I look like Bill Murray. I don't see it. I don't know why people think that, but anyway. Question was, if you're self-employed, how much can you purchase on 100,000 income? If you have 100,000 of income, you could purchase a property for probably, it depends, 500,000, maybe 600,000. If you're making 100 grand a year, something like that. Depends on where you are. I mean, if you're in New York, maybe 500. If you're in Cali, maybe 550. In Florida, 550, 600. Texas, maybe 500. The taxes in Texas are real expensive. So, thank you, Ray. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching the show and the channel. That's why we're here. We're here to educate you guys and empower you. So you guys have asked a lot of great questions. And so yeah, we talked about a lot of important things tonight. And interest rates are lower. Now is a great time to buy a home with low rates. We talked about investor loan programs, fixed to rent. We talked about the difference between FHA and USDA. We talked about the foreclosures that are getting ready to hit. Terry, if you're approved for a certain amount, can you go higher? Oh, yes, Terry, you can do that. So I think that was your question I didn't answer. Is it a good idea to pay over asking? And that's actually, I'm glad you brought that up. That's a good topic to talk about. So I do remember your question now. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, to answer your question, you can go up to a higher amount. If you only let's say you got approved for 200 and you want to go to 210. Well, we can probably try to squeeze out an extra 10,000 and just give you a higher approval. But if you want to go to like 300, you're probably going to have to cover the difference or a good portion of that. Because if you got approved for 210 and now you want to go to 300, it's so high of a difference that you're going to have to come up with some of that money on your own. Now, you asked a question earlier, Terry, about paying over the asking price, and that's an interesting topic because I'm going to actually do a video on that because it's a little bit dangerous to do that. And I understand why people do it, and especially in the market that we're in. Basically, what that means is that if the house is worth $200,000 and you offer them $210,000, hey Wickham, how are you? If a turnkey foreclosure is recently removed from credit, I'm going to answer that question, Wickham, for you too. So if you offer 210 and pay 210 for the house, and only appraises at 200, that means that you have to pay the additional 10,000 of the overage. Because you see, the house is only worth 200,000. The bank's not going to finance the 210. They go off of the lesser of the appraisal and the purchase price. In this example, if you purchase 210, but it appraised at 200, the bank's only going to finance the 200. So you got to pay the down payment on the 200 plus the 10,000. And so you just got to be ready. And I know a lot of people are doing that right now. A lot of people are paying the difference. And I get it. If you have to do it, it's an absolute, and then you want that house and you don't care, then go for it. But if you don't have the means financially to do it, then don't do it. Because how are you gonna? I had a customer in Orange County. They bought a house for $1 million, appraised at 900. She had to pay 100,000 overage. Okay, so it does happen, and I've seen it a lot lately, especially this year. More so this year than I've ever seen in my whole life. So just know that it is possible, and if you really, really want the house, then do it. But if you can't afford it, then don't do it. Okay. So Wickham, on your question is, yes, even if the foreclosure's off your credit, the lender does a background check on you. The lenders run background checks on people, guys. Not all loans, not all lenders, but most lenders do. And the credit report's not enough anymore. They're going to run a background check on you. Hey, Ozrelli, own document prep software. That's a great question. But Wickham, the thing is that if it's less than 3 years and you're doing an FHA loan, the background check is going to determine when the house went into foreclosure, and the lender is going to go off of what the background check says, not the credit report, unfortunately. And these are not my rules. Every time that I'm talking to you guys, I'm citing to you what the laws and regulations are. Okay, these are not Angelo Christian rules. So that thing about the foreclosure thing, I've seen that a million times. And unfortunately, they're going to go off what the background report shows. They're not going to go off of the credit report. If the background report shows 2.5 years, you have to wait 3 years for the foreclosure. You know, but there are lenders, non-FHA, well, even conventional is going to be 7 years for a foreclosure. Only a private loan is 2 years, or possibly a VA loan. Most loan products are 3 years out. So private loans are 2 years, hard money, there is no seasoning, and then private loans is going to be 2 years. So most loans are 3 years or higher for foreclosures on the background check, not the credit report. So, all right, I think someone else had a question. About the document prep. It depends. A lot of places we use law offices, mainly law offices, and some software, both. So I hope that answers your question. We use a lot of law offices, depending on the state. Definitely East Coast is law offices. South, some states software. It just depends. So it depends on where we're lending at, what type of program, the state, everything, all that kind of stuff. So, but anyway, I appreciate you guys watching the show tonight. Remember, we do this every Thursday, and remember, we're doing our in-home giveaways starting again this month. You can go behind the scenes with me. We go deliver brand new big screen TVs to people's homes. I'm very excited about doing that again, the raffle. I've always loved doing that for people. So that's what we do here. We help families. We come up with solutions. We turn to discourage into encourage. Hey, Big JD, what's up, brother? That's my man right there, Big JD, 2-time Amazon winner. So we, like Bobby said, we turn the discourage into the encourage. What percentage of your loans are from private lenders? That's a good question. I would say about 30%. 30% are from private, maybe 40% from private lenders. I'm a big advocate of private lending. I love private lending. I think it's a great tool because not everyone qualifies for a bank loan. I had a customer today. He's buying a $2 million house in first lien HELOC. It's available. Yes. I had a customer today that he couldn't qualify for a bank loan, so he had to do a first lien HELOC. Housing crash? I don't know. That's a good question. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube about that, on the social media. You have 15 days to shop for a loan, Arnold. You can have 15 days to shop. So for another loan. That's a great question too. I like that question. Housing crash, I don't know. There's a lot of chatter about that. I don't see a housing crash personally. I think there's going to be a pullback. I think we need to take a break, but not a crash. Because, the fundamentals are in place. People are paying their loans. People are working. The loans, for the most part, they have a lot of, still have qualifications. So, I don't see a crash. I see a pullback. Big JD, first lien HELOC, we got it. One of the only lenders in the country that does a first lien HELOC. Basically, you turn your whole mortgage into a line of credit, which I'm a big advocate of. I've been to prison or had any... Yes. No, we don't check that, Bobby. On mortgage loans, they don't check the criminal record. They check like real estate related stuff. You own properties, credit, liens, judgments, stuff like that. They don't check any criminal record. They don't. Now there are some. It's very rare, unless you're doing like a big, huge commercial loan for tens of millions of dollars. They're not going to check that stuff. That's not really the lender's concern about that kind of stuff. We don't check it. Now, maybe there are some lenders out there that do. We don't. So there probably are. I don't know. There's all kinds of lenders out there. So, but yeah, the first lien HELOC, we got it. Great loan program. My favorite loan program. I'm a big advocate of investing, using your capital to work for you. So like Big JD, you're talking about doing that. I think it's a great idea. I would do the same thing. Because really, your house, you just live in there and you can use the money in there to free it up to go do investments. You should be making money off of that. It's revolving. Oh, it's reported as I'm sorry. How does it report? It reports as it reports as revolving. But it reports as a mortgage though. Because see, the thing is, the reason why it can't be careful every time the lender is what, Terry Moore? See, the thing is, JD, the reason why it reports revolving because the payment is variable. Okay, the payment it changes based on what you pull out or how much you pay into it. Yes, we lend in Boston. Yep, we sure do. Massachusetts, absolutely. So it doesn't report as a fixed payment because, yes, sir. But see, it depends on, so the reason why it reports is, it shows as a mortgage on your credit, but it reports as revolving because, 1 month your payment might be $700, 1 month your payment might be $1,900 based on how big of the credit facility you've taken, right? Because the payment changes every month based on what your activity. It's not that it doesn't work like a regular mortgage where you pay $2,000 a month, $2,000 a month, $2,000 a month. It could be $1,700 1 month, $2,300 1 month, $400 1 month. So in the sense, I see what you're saying about you thinking it does revolving, but it doesn't report as a revolving because it's secured against your real estate, right? It's not unsecured. So I hope that helps answer your question. So, all right. So what do we got here? Oh, you work for a law firm. Okay. Well, reach out to me if you want to. It sounds like you said you work for a law firm. You do loan docs. Yeah. Text me if you want us to work with you. We work with a lot of law firms here in Houston for loan docs. Just text me and we can take a look. We have no problem to work with you. If you're good and everything, I'm sure you're good. So. But anyway, I want to go to the free Amazon gift card because I want to do the lightning round where I ask you a question. So the way this works, guys, for you guys are new on the show or the channel, whoever answers the question first, and then you just text me your email address, we'll email you the Amazon gift card when our team, as soon as they can, it's emailed to you, the Amazon gift card. So I love Amazon. It's one of my favorite companies. So we'll just send you an Amazon gift card if that's okay with you. And so basically, I just ask a question. Whoever just responds first, get your keyboard ready, get your keyboard warrior fingers ready, and then whoever answers the question first, the correct answer, I should say, they win the $100 Amazon gift card. Okay. So the question I want to ask, and I want to make sure that whoever answers it first, then whoever answers it first correctly, they're gonna win the gift card. So here we go, guys. So what is the difference between FHA and USDA? What's the difference between FHA and USDA? Whoever answers that first wins the $100 Amazon gift card. Go! What's the difference between FHA and USDA? Not the difference between Amazon and FHA. What's the difference between FHA and USDA? So who knows the answer to that? Because I said in the beginning, if someone can type me a little blurb about what's the difference between You got it, Eric. Pretty much you rule and non-rule. Oh, Damon, that's a good answer. Rose, okay, Damon, you had the best answer. And I mean, both you guys, actually, Damon had it, and Damon and Eric both got it. So I guess we could do two things. We can do Damon and Eric want to split it? So both of you guys, because Eric, it is true, it is rule and non-rule. But Damon, you did a good job too. You added more details, and that's good. So let Eric have it. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you both? You both text me your email. We'll send you both a gift card. Okay, you both did good. Eric and Damon, we'll send you. No, it's okay. I'll send you guys both a gift card for Amazon. No, I appreciate you for putting in the effort and trying, man. I got to hook you up. So just send me your email, and we'll send you out a gift card. I appreciate you guys watching the show and the channel. Stay tuned for great content. We got a lot of great content coming out. Thank you guys so much for checking out Angelo Christian. We really appreciate you guys. Remember, call or text me if you want to talk about loans, making deals, 832-431-6331. Thank you so much. Eric and Damon, don't forget to text me your email so we can hook you up with that Amazon gift card. Stay tuned for next Thursday, guys. Take care and peace out. Later. Bye-bye.